Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
Luke? Why is Luke fisting us? He's just...
Oh, it's his black power.
Yeah, my support of Kamala.
Hello. Wow. All right. We're definitely going to get told we need to get saved to in this podcast already. 5 minutes in.
Well, that was my support for Kamala and her skipper-looking vice president.
Do you have a MAGA hat, Lou?
Actually, I don't. I mean, I think part of the problem is because even though I lean right, I'm not actually a Trump fan. You know, like, I know better. That dude has got some problems. But I'd rather somebody who cares about our country first than bullshit, let's fake the middle class and fake we're going to help you. The Democrats been saying we're going to help the middle class for how many years? And every year ain't nothing changed.
Lou, I'm sorry.
I've got this plan. We're going to be great, and we're going to do these things, and I have all this thing. What have you done the last 3.5 years?
I don't think they've talked about being great, because that's already been co-opted.
Biden almost.
That's already been co-opted.
I was going to say, yeah, Biden almost did, which is part of the reason why he dropped out, because he's too stupid to realize it, or too brain dead to realize it.
It's good that we only have one brain dead candidate in office. Because I'm sorry, Lou, you are nowhere rich enough for him to care about you or even know who you are.
None of them give. I mean, let's be real. None of them give a shit about any of us. You get into power to stay in the power. Luckily, our system is such that there's 3 different points on this star. So it's like one person can't rule everything. People are like, oh, Trump wants to be a dictator. Yeah, no shit. But luckily, there's the other branches that won't let him. And then you've got Miss Indian Kamala, who now wants to be black. It's like, whatever. All I care about is what you're going to do to save the country. Honestly, most of that bullshit I'll joke around with. I'll make fun of. I really don't care. It's more of what are you doing to help this country? It's like, this country's a melting pot. We're going to allow all of this. I'm like, why? No other country does. It's like, oh, you can, what, you're illegal? Yeah, we'll let you vote. Are you out of your freaking mind? It's like little stuff like that. Because especially since, follow the law. If the law said illegals can vote, let them vote. I would be fine with that because I'm going to follow the law. So it's just a lot of stupid shit. And again, Kamala was supposed to be we're going to protect the border. Oh, yeah, that's gone real well the last 3+ years. But
never met an illegal immigrant, though. So are they really here?
Well, probably in California and Texas. But I'm with you. I hear this all the time, right? It's like, all these people are crossing the border, north and south, Canada and Mexico, and all these foreigners, different countries, Chinese illegals, probably spies are coming in. I'm like, that's fantastic. Where the hell are they? So, I don't know.
But would you know they're illegal? I don't know.
I mean, that's what it boils down to is if you know they're coming into the country and you're not stopping them, but yet you're going to cry about it, like, I don't know. But that being said, we have a lot more important stuff to talk about.
If you're in the country illegally, please text us. Holler at the pot. I need to know.
Yeah, we didn't know what's up.
Yeah.
How do y'all sneak by everything?
Just go buy a track phone and just let us know how you did it.
Right.
Track phone, man. I watch enough track in the Olympics. I ain't trying to do no track. No. All them running. Oh, no.
No, it's just, Lou, it's called a burner. Lou, it's called a burner phone. I know you watch
burner phone is.
I know, right. But that's what I'm saying. Track phone.
Oh, you call it a track phone?
Because that's the name of the company is Track Phone. TRACPHONE.
Really? They're the only company that makes
No, they're not the only ones, but when you walk into 7-Eleven, they're one of the ones that you can buy the phone off the shelf and activate it in your car in the parking lot.
You pay way too much attention to this and know too much about this. What are you doing on the side gig, buddy?
Knowing
one of the illegals from the north.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm a coyote. I'm from the north, so I'm from the north, so I'm a polar bear. There we go.
So it should be I guess that would work. White wolf.
His favorite meal is poutine and craft dinner.
Yep, I had the craft dinner earlier tonight. I needed some poutine though. But how you boys doing? Are we no longer doing the introduction, Jack? We just threw that out. Now we just open with Lou monologuing about
Right? Wait, aren't we on 24?
23. 4. Because last week was a AI episode, right?
No, we did a real episode.
2 weeks
Talked
ago.
about Comic-Con finally. Yeah.
And we didn't get to Wolverine.
24. I think 24. We didn't get to Wolverine. We had so much other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we'll start with that with Jack's story at Comic-Con.
Well, let's just start with Borderlands and just get through that real quick. And none of us are going to go see that, right? Like,
I'm going to see it on Tuesday, probably.
Why?
Because it's $5.
Okay, number one, you knew it was awful because they didn't come out with a popcorn bucket for it. And every fucking movie this year has gotten...
It's a claptrap.
Is it?
They got a claptrap bucket at AMC.
I was going to say, I thought they had one.
I have one AMC up here, so maybe I missed that then. But
no,
I'm sure the popcorn bucket's probably the best thing about the whole experience. So
yeah, you might actually like it. I mean, just because 5% of the world doesn't, or only 5% of the world likes it. I mean, you can be in that 5%.
As of yesterday, the only person that had given it a positive review was Grace Randolph, and she's just a starfucker who wants to be on every DVD box.
Yeah, I was going to say she's the worst person out there. I can't stand her.
But she was literally the only person to give it a positive review.
As of yesterday, it has since changed because she put him at 4% when she did that. Now it's up to 5%
because of the Irish review guy.
There was one other person, I think. So I think they're at 5% for what is it? What is it called? The critic review.
Yeah,
and it was. I think for a while it was 0% for the fans.
But even the fans is still way below 50%, which is crazy because every other movie on Rotten Tomatoes has at least 70% on for the fans. Because the only people that are ever going to post anything about it are going to be positive about it. Like so. Lou's checking. Lou's researching as of 10:21 p.m. on Sunday night, August.
I want to. Yeah, I absolutely want to know.
Right?
Is it Saturday?
Saturday.
It's Saturday, buddy.
Oh yeah, Saturday, August 10th at 10:11.
Came back. Duke got all excited. It's like, yes, football.
That's what you know. What I'll be honest. I think that's what fucked me up. Was like I was like, oh, football's on. It must be Sunday. In my head, it's like Sunday.
Yeah, no, there's 2 more games tomorrow.
And I got my confirmation that my Sunday tickets paid off. So yay!
Your Sunday ticket, like the football package from YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, as of 11:11 Mountain Time, Borderlands is at a 10% critic review and a 51% audience review. You could be that 51%. The majority of the people like this movie.
That's how many people vote for president.
Yep, that's all it takes.
Wait, the 10% or the 51%?
Yes.
Both. Yeah, exactly. Both. But yeah, so I'll go. Look, there's 0 chance I pay full price for this, but I don't expect to have a lot going on Tuesday. So go kill 2 hours for $5. Sure.
Right.
I already have tickets for Alien Romulus.
Say that again.
I can't wait till next week's podcast. You'll have to report
back in.
But motherfucker, both of you, one at a time.
You hear Allie? Stop talking over each other.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
I cannot wait until next week's report on Borderlands.
Gotcha. Yeah.
What's Lou White people shit? He went to the theater to watch Borderlands by himself. I don't even care about the review. I just want to know how many people are in the theater with you.
There'll be people because Tuesday people are cheap. $5. College is back in town this weekend, so I think school starts next week or the week after, which means those kids will want something to do. Obviously, there're going to be a bunch of gamers in there. For $5, they'll give it a shot. So I expect to see that crowd in there, just a bunch of gamer dudes in there.
Jack, do you want to bet $5 on whether or not Lou is able to take his pants off because he's by himself in the theater?
I don't need to be by myself in the theater to take my pants off there. Are you crazy?
That's fair.
Bring his Dune bucket. It's going to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Get his alien bucket.
Yeah.
And we're going tomorrow to watch Harold and the Purple Crayon. If they have the alien bucket, I'm going to buy it.
Wait, they sell them early? That seems silly.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they came out last week, dude.
I don't like that.
I mean, they probably won't have it, but
they need to sell them. The Thursday the movie comes out is when they need to start selling that shit.
I agree.
Already bought my Tuesday ticket for Alien Romulus, so me and a couple friends are going to go.
Wait, you're not going to go opening night? I'm going to hit that shit Thursday night.
I think I'm going Friday. I got to take my mom to the doctor, and then after that,
go. Yeah,
I'm checking.
Oh yeah, I was like, how are you going to? Oh, I forgot. School starts.
Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's getting some alone time.
Yep, finally. I got like 3 episodes of House of Dragon to watch.
Dude, I'm probably gonna binge that tomorrow. Oh no, I was, but the Boulder County Fair has started, so doing that tomorrow afternoon. If not for that, because I haven't seen it this season yet, so now that it's done, I can go in and binge it all. So that might be Monday's thing. We'll see, or sometime during the week.
There's a lot of penis again.
In House of Dragon,
I heard there was a full-on no more.
I heard there was a full-on cheek clapping of the cheeks happening.
There is a little bit. They go to a whorehouse at one point.
Yeah.
All right.
One of my friends watching it was like, I never actually expected to see that on TV and not have it be like Skinamax, but even like more graphic.
Yeah, now it's like full-on BJs, dude.
Kudos to them that they don't need to do that anymore, and the story itself holds its own.
But they did.
No. I'm just saying they don't need to. They don't need to. They can put it in there whenever they want. But early on, they needed to put that shit in there to get the audience. And then the story held its own. So now they can just put stuff in there because it fits the story, or just because they feel like it. But early on, a lot of those shows, they do it because we need eyeballs. How do we need eyeballs? Let's show some titties. Okay, we got eyeballs. Mm-hmm. That's usually what does it.
It worked.
Yep.
If somebody told me a long time ago that season 1's ended with Daenerys butt naked, covered in dragons, I would have watched that shit way earlier.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, I didn't jump in until season 5, the end of season 5 at that. And only because I was sick and binge watched it laying on my couch. And it was like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty. It was so good, I finished it fairly quickly. Like all 5 seasons in a week or something like that.
I think you downloaded the game.
It was happening, man. And I enjoyed it. And again, I'm assuming this second season of House of the Dragon is good. So when my comments about they don't need to do that is based off of that, well, I guess I'll see what happens here in the next week.
Yep.
Jackie should have put Justice for Jackie in.
And for those wondering, if you can see it, can they see it on the screen? The Yord and Yord Horde.
They do.
Okay.
When I've watched it back on YouTube, I think it's just for us.
I was going to say, well, audience for us, underneath my name, it says Yord. Underneath Duke's name, it says Yord Horde. And that's because, well, we won't even talk about what's underneath Jack's name. Freaking Justice for Jackie. But I was a little bit laid out a couple days with what turns out was had a neck issue with a bulging disc and
bulging dick.
Well, that's always the case. I don't need to go to the hospital for that. That's just natural. So because of the neck issues and disc and pressure on the spine, blah, 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 Duke thought it'd be funny. I think it was Duke. Was it Duke or Jack? Duke thought it would be funny.
That was me. It was me.
Jack thought it'd be funny. It was
I'm not that many.
Like Yord with a messed up neck. And I ain't gonna lie, I laughed my ass off when I saw that thing. I was like, that's appropriate.
The nurse comes in, are you okay? Why? Because your meter, your heart rate just boop.
Your numbers just spiked. You're in the orange. What happened? I'm like, nothing. I got asshole best friends, that's all.
That shit was funny.
All right.
Okay, SDCC transition.
Blue not dying wasn't funny.
No.
Well, yeah.
I was sad and scared for a couple days.
Yeah.
I almost cried.
Especially because it was his jerking off arm that went numb, and
even, dude.
You don't even want it.
Left arm went none. Right hand all the way.
Well, no, I almost think I prefer the other one because then it's like having a stranger all the time.
That's very true, though. I'll just do that whenever I want a threesome.
But if I have to like work the mouse and I can't feel my arm, like it's like you're just like wrong button. Oh no. How did we get here? But all right. So SDCC, just to circle back to that with one final story.
Wait, before the story though, did we finish everything else? Do we have anything else we need to get off our chest about SDCC? Okay.
No, I think we finished it last week.
Yeah, we covered it. We did favorite panels, least favorite panels.
Okay,
surprise,
all the junk we bought.
Okay, yeah, I think we went over our top 3. Yeah.
Oh, is it a week? 2 weeks before Comic-Con, they put out a thing to enter your email for a secret Wolverine and Deadpool panel, right? So all of us signed up. Avi. None of us won. It wasn't until we were on the way to Comic-Con, my oldest checked her junk email, and she's like, "Oh, I won." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I guess we can go to the panel, right?" So we made all the arrangements. Duke was going to hang out with the little one because Lou was going to go watch the movie on Thursday night. So, okay, cool, whatever. So the email said, line up around 4-ish, start getting your wristbands and going through security and everything. So we're like, cool. So we finished our panels, we dropped the little one off, and then we went outside. So we're like, okay, cool, we'll go do this. So we had ADA. For Hall H, you're usually inside by the escalators, so you're not outside in the heat. They're like, nope, this is for mobility issues, like you had to be in a wheelchair, or for people that can't hear, need a deaf interpreter. The other ADA line's outside. So like, okay, cool, whatever.
Well, but they told you that like a half an hour after you were standing in line.
Yes.
So yes. You may have been far enough in the line otherwise, but we'll get to that, I guess. So.
Possibly. So we got to the one outside, and they're like, no, you had to click on those options when you registered. Otherwise, you got to go to the back of the line. I'm like, okay, cool. It can't be that bad, right? Famous final words. So we start walking all the way down. We're like, where's the end of this line? It just kept going. I wish I had a map, people that could understand how far this went. It had to be like a mile. It went down, it roped around. We were almost back to the front of the line by the time we got to the end of the line. And we weren't the only ones back there with ADA stickers. There was a pregnant chick. There were people with canes. They made everybody go back there. So we're standing around like, this isn't going to work. Because I think the panel started at 6?
5:30.
6:30?
I think it was 5. Yeah. It was 5:30, 6:30.
6:30, I think, because the movie started at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, there's no way this is going to work, right? Sure enough, it did not. Because finally, we were all standing in front of Joe's Crab Shack, and I think Joe's Crab Shack called Comic-Con. I'm like, why are these people just standing in front of my restaurant? So finally, a green shirt Comic-Con employee finally came over, and they're like, what are you guys doing? We're like, we're at the end of the line. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, we followed the line. She said, if there wasn't a green shirt telling you where to go, then you're not where you're supposed to be. I'm like, you ran out of volunteers like 700 people ago. And so we all just followed the line like normal, rational people would do, right?
Yeah.
So it finally starts moving a little bit. I'm getting all the updates on Twitter. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are in there. They're talking about this. And they say, oh, we're going to start the movie. We were nowhere near the front. So they closed it. They canceled it. If you weren't in there when they started the movie, you didn't get in. So we were fairly close to the front by the time they canceled it out. But people, they were mad. I thought it was going to be a riot. Everybody's just yelling at them because you did a raffle for a seat. You knew how many seats were inside Hall H. You knew how many people won. So everybody should have got in. Somebody dropped the ball somewhere. Comic-Con's taking responsibility for it. I don't think they can do anything to make up for it. But I thought there was going to be a dang riot. Everybody was mad, yelling at security. Thankfully, you guys were just finally leaving, and we were able to hitch a ride back with you. But that was a huge cluster. So
dude, that timing, to tell you about that timing, it was so crazy. When you told us about that, I was just pulling out of our parking space. Like, I was literally putting the car in gear when you said that shit. It was
we had walked by, and I think it was right before they must have cut the line off because they were wrapping all the boxes.
Right. You saw it.
And I think I pointed that out to Lou, and I was like, that's crazy. They still have that much stuff left. Because again, like you said, they had a number. Yep. They knew exactly how many buckets they needed, how many pins they needed. They knew exactly how many seats they needed. And the communication between Marvel and Comic-Con must have been horrific. Because there's no way that that one hand didn't know what the other one was doing, you know?
Yep. I was like, you know what she should do, though? I don't know. Like you said, what can they do about it? If it was a CCI issue, it's like, right, hey, can you make up for this by guaranteeing me and my 2 guests to get tickets for next year?
Right.
Like, still have to pay, absolutely willing to pay for it, absolutely all that stuff. Just don't make me go through the queue. Let me purchase me and my 2 tickets. That would be kind of cool because they know who won, or they could just go if you the email whatever.
Comic-Con, I don't think Comic-Con knows who won because that was a Marvel thing because it was a Marvel site that had the raffle.
That's fair. Then they can get the results from Marvel, and then But the problem with that is though, how do you prove you didn't get in? So that's the thing. Now, if Marvel was checking off people because they had a list, how would they know you actually got in? If they have that list and they can say these people did not check in, which usually means 90% of them is going to be because this bullshit that happened. The other 10% is people who just chose not to go, even though they won for whatever reason. Then if they can forward that to CCI and it's like, okay, get an email in the next month. You people, we understand
what you mean by you people.
Obviously, with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom, we know what we mean by you people. So
yeah,
they got it covered. But yeah, that would be kind of cool if they do. If logistically, if that's even possible, that would be the whole. Here's how we make up for it. And I can't imagine those people being that pissed off about that as a consolation prize.
Right.
Well, then you should have suggested that at the talkback on Sunday. I'm sure the talkback on Sunday was amazing. I'm kind of sad we missed it.
Shit, I was too busy taking somebody to the airport and then heading home during that time. I don't think I've ever done the talkback there.
No.
I mean, usually we don't.
Know it exists. I've known it exists, but
from day one.
I've never been a victim of anything bad enough to go
until this year.
And then I didn't go.
Yeah, and it's so late in the day that I'm trying to get out of there by. I mean, I don't have enough panels, good enough panels, to stick around.
They didn't have anything on Sunday.
They're not going to. I mean, Comic-Con's not going to do anything. They don't give a shit.
No, they're probably not, but it'd be nice. So
I mean, with the way everything else is ran, I mean, they honestly, you know, we had conversations with this before Comic-Con and stuff, but the fact that the stuff that isn't run through Comic-Con seems to work so much better than the stuff that Comic-Con runs is crazy to me. But
I don't know.
They don't seem to
learn.
Those
offsites are hours-long waits too.
But I mean, But I'm talking about the stuff that's set up before, like the parking and whatnot. All the stuff that isn't run by Comic-Con, right? So, you know, even the raffles, the Sean raffle, the Wolverine raffle, the raffle themselves was fine, right? It was real straightforward. You went in, you entered your stuff, you got a yes or a no, right? Like there was no, there was no like, well, enter sit in a queue for 45 minutes and then get kicked out and have to restart at the back of the line again, you know? But that's water under the bridge. That's a conversation for a month from now, right?
Yep.
Going on October. I don't know. My biggest thing is, and I pointed it out. I'm sure annoyingly over the 5 days, they're supposed to not have non-badge holders in the area, and there were a crap ton of them. However, if you're a guest of one of the hotels, you can't really stop that. I mean, those people could hang out, and I'm going back to the outside stuff. There were some people in line, and it happened last year as well. And I was in 3 hours in line at the only murders in the building because there were people who weren't badged in the line because they were allowed to do it. I'm not a fan of that. That should be badge members only, and then just let us do our thing. I was just never a fan.
but I've never seen anybody from Comic-Con working when we were walking around all 3 days. When we passed by those entrances, no, there was no Comic-Con staff around at all. I never saw a green shirt. So those people,
you wouldn't. It's security does it, not Comic-Con.
But that's my point, is that it's going to be whoever is running it, right? So the Abbott Elementary one, right, for example, is run by the ABC people. Those are the ones who are letting people in. They don't give a shit if you have a badge or not, because again, at the end of it for them is we put 50,000 people through the turnstile. They don't give a shit if they're from Comic-Con or not. The FX one, we put 28,000 people. We gave out 28,000 umbrellas. They're not only going to say, well, only if you're badged. They don't give a shit, because at the end, the marketing team needs their budget. And by saying, hey, we put this many X number of people through the turnstiles, justifies that budget for next year.
Yeah, they did their job.
So there's no incentive for them not to have non-badged people not be in line. Because again, that's more people, right? That's a bunch more.
Like you're saying, that's the people that host those events.
Yeah.
I'm saying Comic-Con needs to get their heads out of their ass and fix it.
Well, but I think a lot of that stuff is
offsites.
Right, but that's my point, is that once it becomes an offsite, Comic-Con just here's your space of land, do whatever the fuck you want, run it however you want. We'll give you some security, which security to me is completely separate from people running the line, right? Security is just making sure people aren't going to start trouble, right?
Not necessarily. The security,
but they're not checking tickets. They're not checking badges. That's
my point. They're supposed to. Comic-Con has delegated that responsibility to the private security, and they're the ones who's supposed to be doing that. That's my point.
Oh. Well,
then I don't think the offsites have anything to do with Comic-Con, though. Does Comic-Con promote any of the offsites?
I didn't see anything.
Okay. I think I'm not being clear. Especially for the FX one and the Abbott Elementary, those ones. The Comic-Con hired the whatever that company's called. It changes like every other year, but they are supposed to be monitoring badge when they first started the whole thing where you have to be badged to be on site. They were pretty good about it. When I was walking on the main street, what is that, Harbor, going from the convention center to the redemption room, if you do it from the sidewalk, and on my way back, oh my God, security's like stopping people. You don't have a badge. You can't come past this. They were on it. But this year, they were really bad about it, and it wasn't. So if those people if the security is stopping the non-badgers from coming in, then they can't do the quote unquote off-sites like FX and Dragon Ball Z and Abbott Elementary.
They only stop them from getting in front of the convention center.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, never mind.
You can't be on convention center property.
Well, that's the thing. Once you go down the stairs, and you badge out on the backside going towards Joe's Crab Shack, that whole area is just the Wild West, and it's up to the offsites to manage the badges, or I'm sorry, the type of people that are in line, and none of those groups are going to give a shit whether you have a badge.
Nor should they, honestly. Nor should they. At that point, it goes back to your point about eyeballs marketing. We want 50,000 people a day. I'm making this up, obviously ridiculous. We want 50,000 people a day. We don't care who those 50,000 people are.
Right.
So that makes sense.
Well, again,
because if they cared, they'd be inside the convention center.
Right. Because you're never going to see Funko on an offsite, because they rely on Comic-Con, they rely on the security, they get all of that stuff packaged because they're in the exhibit hall.
Well, that's a good idea.
Could you imagine Funko being out where
business
FX
space? No, they should. They should rent an empty storefront, but get them off of the convention center floor, and then everybody can just free for all. Fuck it.
Dude,
well, that's the thing. I mean, there's plenty of open spaces along the Fifth Avenue. Like,
well, wait. So free for alls and not even the lottery pick.
They would do their own lottery.
You know what? They could still do the lottery, but it wouldn't have to necessarily be through Comic-Con. That wouldn't be a horrible idea, though.
Because I think isn't that what Paramount did? Because I don't remember seeing Paramount stuff anywhere. But yeah, when we walked by it coming back from the Shaun of the Dead thing, they were saying there was signs all over saying ticketed event only, lottery.
Oh yeah, no, that was
a raffle.
Yeah.
But was that through Comic-Con?
No, it was just through Paramount.
So if Funko went off and rented a space next door to the Paramount booth, right, or the Paramount experience, right, then they would just have to do their own raffle, right, instead of being able to fold it into the Comic-Con one.
They wouldn't be able
Not
to put
necessarily
Comic-Con stickers on their pops. That's probably what they want, rather than shared stickers. It's not a Comic-Con exclusive if you get it off site.
I mean,
lots of stuff says
necessarily. I mean, they probably still could, because they probably would still have a presence in the convention center, just obviously not as big.
Paramount does as well, because they still had a booth in the big vendor hall. So
if they could get away with the lottery, like they do, then what they could do, and back to your point, Jack, of the free for all, they could have two separate lines. This is going to be the overflow line if you want to get in it. And this over here is going to be the quote unquote lottery line. And you have your times and you show up for your times, and you can't get in line until your time, type of thing. But that way, those people are still prioritized. Then once that line is done, by all means, head over to the overflow free for all line and let those people go through. I would have no problem with that. And if you wanted to sit there and you got in that line on Thursday and you didn't get through when they closed and you wanted to camp out, you'd be allowed to. I would be fine with that. Now, would San Diego be fine with that is a whole other story. Depends on where their location is. But that would be interesting, the way people camp out at Hollywood. So, interesting.
Anyways, we're done with Comic-Con. Done. Put a pin in it until next month.
All of us, but with that being said, all of us did get to go see Deadpool and Wolverine together on Friday.
Correct. So that was secondary backup plans.
Yes.
We didn't know for sure that they were showing the movie. It was a very educated guess they were going to show the movie.
And
so they did.
Nothing we can say. If we said we locked your kids in the car while we went to the movies, that doesn't make us look good. But they sat in the lobby. They didn't go into the theater with us.
No. Straight up brought the 9-year-old. Whatever.
That happened.
It was a
9, 13, didn't matter.
I let her watch the Once Upon a Deadpool. Okay, it's PG-13 version of Deadpool 2. Hilarious. Next time you want to watch Deadpool 2, try to find that version. It's funny. I don't have a good enough memory of Deadpool 2 to know how changed it was, but there were no F-bombs. But the stuff where it cuts back
it was
to
what,
Savage,
was it 18 minutes or something?
Right. Did really good, salvaging.
X-Force survived, none of X-Force died.
I don't know. I don't even know if they talked about the fat kid keeping the shank up his butt, his prison pocket.
He just referred to the prison pocket, but didn't actually explain what it was.
I was thinking that you might have. The kids wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm keeping it in my prison pocket. Cut. Here it is.
No joke.
But so yes, we did take the 9-year-old to see Deadpool and Wolverine. The 13-year-old, whatever. She's seen R-rated movies before, so whatever. But overall, it was go back a few episodes when we were talking, and Lou asked, I think it was when we were talking about expectations in movies and how people are always disappointed because they overhype it. And I said, as long as it's entertaining, which Deadpool and Wolverine will be, it was entertaining. There's no problem. Was it a good movie? Is it going to change the world? Win an Oscar? No. But it was funny, and it was good enough. I laughed the entire time. And spoilers, because everybody had to have known by now. Bringing back Gambit and Wolverine, or Blade.
Not bringing back Gambit.
Well,
bringing him back from pre-production because they got that far.
I still think it was cool when Channing Tatum posted the picture that he took with Ryan Reynolds 10 years ago when he said he was sitting in the front row of Hall H when they announced the original Deadpool. Yeah, and he had a picture with him with the Gambit shirt on because at that time they were talking about him becoming Gambit, and then he had the shirt on during Comic-Con. And they replicated the same picture. And he had the same shirt 10 years later, which I thought was super cool.
I didn't even know about that. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, he posted on Instagram and he was talking about how cool it was that they remembered and how cool it was that they asked him to come and play the part and stuff like that. Because I think at the time he was supposed to be Gambit. and then something happened that he couldn't.
It's a huge thing. It like went through different writers and directors and everything.
And then it became Riggins Friday Night Lights.
Jumping on and dropping out. And then when Deadpool came out, actually, it ruined Gambit. They're like, oh, we're just doing R-rated movies now. Fuck it.
Well, because Gambit was supposed to have his own movie after X-Men.
Yeah, with
3?
Channing.
Was it?
Yeah,
was
Channing.
X-Men?
That's what we're talking about. It's supposed to be Channing.
Yeah.
Was it X-Men 3? That was where Riggins from Friday Night Lights was in it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, no. Was it the Wolverine movie? Was it Wolverine Origins that he was in?
Wolverine Origins had some Gambit in it, yeah.
Had Gambit, yes.
Right. The guy who played Riggins in Friday Night Lights. Not
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch that.
Dude, full hearts, clear eyes, can't lose. Damn it, Lou.
Is that a poker reference?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Moving on.
I heard there's hearts in poker and like clubs and spades, diamonds. But yeah, I got a chance to see it because I'm impatient as fuck. And I went on Thursday, and I came back with no spoilers. Didn't really give my opinion other than I said it was a super fun movie, and I left it at that. Then Friday, we all watch it. We're all wearing our Roosevelt's Wolverine Deadpool shirts. So that was kind of cool. Did you post that on the Facebook group page for the Roosevelt's group page?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Right on.
How many likes did it get?
Censored. I don't know. Let me think.
Censored? Why was it censored?
Because the kids were in the pit.
Put emojis over everybody's face that wasn't us.
Good call.
Some responsible like that.
But yeah, so my opinion then was, and I tell everybody, super fun movie, but it was like, but it wasn't a good movie. Like, the story was weak. Stuff was in there just to be in there. And I'm not to say it didn't advance the story. It just, there wasn't much of a story to advance. And when all said and done, didn't even care. It was like, it was so fun in that aspect. I did not care that the story was weak. It was like, I saw it twice. I'm going to see it again pretty soon here. It was just like, I might go from Borderlands and go next door and watch Deadpool and Wolverine again just to get Borderlands taste out of my mind.
I want to see that. I want to hear that report of Lou going, Borderlands starts and Lou is like, what time does Deadpool? 22 minutes. Okay, I think I can sit through this for 22 minutes.
Exactly. But absolutely enjoyed it. It was such a fun movie. I was recommending it to all my friends, and they've had a chance to go see it as well. Some out here in Colorado, some in Vegas, and they're the same way. They're all like, oh my God, that movie was super fun.
Yep. That's exactly what it needed to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's starting to grow. One of the complaints that I had was Deadpool and Wolverine fighting multiple times. And it was like, all right, we saw this already. Move on. We've already seen them fight. But the now that we're 2 weeks removed from this, I think I'm enjoying and that needed to happen. Because at the end of the day, those are different fights. One for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was well done, well choreographed. The way the second fight ended in the van was freaking hilarious. And then it led to the next thing of spoilers. So that was, cameos. So that was super cool. It was just, it's a movie that I haven't purchased a lot of movies in a while because of streaming, even though I know better and should have physical media. This movie, I will have a physical copy of this.
Speaking to that, I just got a pop-up saying that the cartoonnetwork.com site has been completely wiped out. Like any animation, any clips, any episodes or anything. Now it just basically tells you to go to max.com and sign up and pay to watch the same thing that you could watch for free before.
Wait, did Max already own Cartoon Network?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they've been slowly going through and blitzing all of the old channel, all of the existing channels sites of any content.
You remember a couple of weeks ago, Duke said they did that to Comedy Central.
I didn't know. Okay, all right. I was
there was
why
there was a
cheaper, I guess.
Make you pay.
Well, and the problem is like not everything that was on Cartoon Network site to watch is on Max.
That's a problem to me then.
Right. Yeah.
Because if they were doing that to consolidate, makes it like Disney. They have a lot of this stuff. Okay, fine. But if they're not doing that, that seems silly.
Well, again, it's all about money. It's all about saving money. Saving money.
Man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine is definitely the movie that you'll stop on if you're in the house and it happens to be on, type of thing, you know? Or if maybe you're cleaning the house and you just want to turn something on while you're cleaning. It's not necessarily something you have to pay attention to. Now, that once you've seen it and you know all the stuff that happens, not something that you have to be focused on the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, you can go and vacuum and then come back because you're like, oh, this part, it's funny, you know, whatever.
He's going to shoot out his dad's dick already.
So yeah, overall, like I said, I guess Romulus will be the next one, the next new movie anyway for me. I think some other things have come out since then. I just honestly can't remember what they are.
There hasn't been anything. Ryan Reynolds' wife's movie came out. That was the only thing that came out, and I guess it knocked Deadpool and Wolverine off of number 1.
Oh, I can't believe that. I think I thought they were
That's
still
a chick
number
flick,
1,
bro.
Yeah, they haven't had a chick flick in a while.
All right, chick flick. It's based on a book.
I will check right now and let you know. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It ends with
Romulus.
us.
I will go to Romulus. I will not wait. That'll be Thursday night, likely. I mean, I guess
before we record, sucker. Dang.
Do what?
Better be before we record.
Oh yeah. It'll be like midday type shit that I go watch that. Or, well, yeah. For me, we don't start till 11. So,
That's true.
As long as I watch it by 8, started by 8, we're good.
Future dwellers.
Mm-hmm. Duke, did you ever comment? Are you going to join our fantasy football league?
I thought I did.
Okay.
I said I did. Yeah.
Okay.
He was on
I've
drugs
gotten
in the
like
hospital.
3 other. I've got like a fantasy football league that I was part of like before I moved back to Oregon. The guy like texted me today and was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting up the fantasy league again. Are you interested?" And I'm like, "What's going on right now?"
Yeah, no, but this is the perfect league, especially for beginners. Like, no, Jack, I think you and your other are first timers at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. Maya, so she only did it for the first time last year, and it was her idea. She was super excited about it last year and had so much fun that she wanted to do it this year, but she didn't want to do a pay thing because she's not good enough, doesn't know enough. I'm like, that's fair. Well, let's just do a fun free one and invite everybody else who's also new but still likes football. So she got 2 more of her friends yesterday to jump in. They've never done it. So it's like, all right, cool. We got a bunch of rookies and then me. So it'll be fun.
I just want to make sure that we're clear, Jack. You have shared with your other that she can't only have Raiders on her. I mean, she can, but she probably can't have all the Raiders on her team. Like,
or she'll probably pick some Cowboys too.
Yeah,
that's fine. She could be the She could be the Raid Boys or the
Raider Boys.
Raid Boys?
The Cowders.
Cowders? Raid Boys? Oh my god, that's some June shit right there.
But
the Raid Boys.
So just so she knows, she's probably not going to end up with all of the Cowboys and Raiders on her team.
Right.
I just don't want to hear in the 3rd round or the 1st round when Lou drafts CD Lamb. I don't want to hear the scream from Vegas of her going like, "What the hell?"
First of all, Lewis is not drafting a Cowboy as a Giants fan. Like it's like, hey, Lamar Jackson's ready for Lou is also a Steelers fan, and he's not taking Lamar Jackson. So,
hey, Lou, there's a kicker. Round 1 done. You're just gonna straight league. You're gonna straight the league us.
I'm gonna go kicker round 1, defense round 2, backup kicker round 3. Oh, did you find it, Duke? You find it?
Find what?
I thought you were looking up.
Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Talking about football.
That'll do it, man. Do you guys actually pay attention to preseason?
Not really.
Super.
I mean,
I knew it was on. I didn't stay home and watch it, but they had it on at the restaurant we went to go eat at. So I got caught the second half of the 4th quarter.
Oh, okay.
So it ends with us. Got $24 million on Friday. Deadpool and Wolverine only did $15 million.
Only.
It's down 44% from the day before.
The day before? Not the week before?
Compared to last week's, compared to Friday from last week.
In the week preview, yeah, okay.
They haven't done the weekend yet because we're still on.
Right.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys caught it. You guys caught it. It's only Saturday.
Yeah, is it? Oh wow!
Thanks for letting us know.
So on Thursday, I will have the weekend box office for the past weekend.
Okay, sounds good. So is that the only new thing that's come out in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, there's
Deadpool, Borderlands.
Wait, hang on. Oh, you know what? I didn't even hang on. Hold on. I didn't even see Borderlands on there.
Borderlands has got to be about 4 million.
Let's see, daily. All right.
Thursday was probably 1 million. Guess.
All right. So it ends with us on Friday. Made 24 million. Deadpool and Wolverine made 15.6. Twisters made 14.420, and Borderlands made 4 exactly.
Twisters is still making money.
Wait, you froze on my side. How much was Borderlands?
4 million exactly.
Oh, I called it. Well, Tuesday it'll be $4,005.
Average per theater in Borderlands is $1,280 compared to It Ends With Us, which is $6,646.
Dude, you guys quoting the last couple of days, just quoting some of the what's it called, the remarks on the movie, the
reviews,
the reviews.
Yeah, quoting the reviews. I haven't seen a good one. Everything if I accidentally come across something, they're all just dogging this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go looking for any of them, but just while I'm surfing, it's like, oh, Borderlands. I'm like, let's click on that. Nope. Go watch 8 hours of YouTube video play and get 6 syphilis tests back to back, and it'll be more enjoyable than watching the movie.
Shit, man, that is harsh. So harsh. This will be one of those where you guys know who the distribution is? Like, it'll hit Max or Netflix or something like within 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it's Lionsgate, I think, is who did it. I don't know who they have.
I don't know who gets Lionsgate's food.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure who's there.
The Metascore on Metacritic for Borderlands is at 27, generally unfavorable. Out of 31 critic reviews.
No, 27 out of
100.
Okay, 100. Okay. Damn.
And the user score is based on 123 user ratings is 3.1.
Out of 5 or 10?
I'm guessing out of 10. It doesn't actually say.
Ugh, gross. Well, Rotten Tomatoes is still say the majority of the people like it. Let me go refresh. Actually, that was 11:11. It's been 42 minutes. Let me see if it's changed since then. Oh, 42 minutes is still the same.
Somebody gave it a 10 and replied in the comments, "I'm just a troll," and then typed a bunch of letters to fill in to make it.
Oh, get the minimum number of characters.
Yep.
Review bombing positively.
It was amazing. Jamie Lee Curtis and Cate Blanchett really rocked this movie.
Yeah, I heard part of the problem. Again, I don't remember Borderlands all that much. I remember I enjoyed the game, but that they were cast incorrectly because their ages aren't right.
Yeah, I think they cast them a little bit older.
Yeah, and I heard that was part of the problem. It's like fans were like, that's not how old she's supposed to be. Like only Tiny Tina they got right.
Yeah.
And then I wonder.
Some people were complaining that she speaks Ebonics. I'm like, but that's how she talks in the game.
I was like, wait a minute, okay. But I heard people might have been complaining because Jack Black was in it and because of what happened in the last month.
Yeah,
people didn't watch because of him.
Yeah, they said that he's probably the best part, just because he's as annoying as Claptrap actually is.
Okay, I can't wait to report back on this one next week.
Right,
that'll be interesting. What's after Romulus? What's the next thing that comes out? I don't even know.
The
next big thing, anyway, that comes out. Oh, I forgot. Abigail is on streaming right now.
Yep, Abigail.
Did you not see that one yet?
The Magical Society of Negroes.
That's on streaming?
Yep.
Oh, I'm watching that one. I want to see how much of a clusterfuck that is.
I heard the Bike Riders was good. That's on Peacock. Bike Riders?
Bike Riders?
Yeah. It's like a motorcycle movie.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Yeah. The motorcycle.
Elvis.
It has Elvis in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
After Alien Romulus, I'm looking. The Crow with your boy.
Oh, Bill in the house.
That's the end of at the end of August.
That does not look good. I guess I'm comparing to the first one
on Wednesday, August 25th, you can go see the Batman the movie and then see the first episode of The Penguin.
Oh, okay. In the theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
There's a movie starring Tyrese called 1992. It happens in 1992.
The Chronic came out?
The riots?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a movie called Sling. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's actually centered around the riots, so.
Oh, my God, that's funny. I think the Chronic was 90, though, wasn't it? No, it wasn't 92. It was 92, the Chronic.
Yeah. There's a movie called Slingshot coming out that has Casey Affleck and Lawrence Fishburne. It's in space. All right, it sounds like I need to collect up some trailers and get them ready for you guys for next week. All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Huh.
Homework.
I didn't even hear about that riots one at all. Slingshot, I think I heard about, don't remember, but I imagine it's a time travel movie because you're the whole slingshot around the sun, that thing that everybody does.
I'll be sure to add Transformers 1 trailer.
You go ahead. I'll use that to take a potty break. I'll use that moment right there. I can miss all 27 minutes of it because that's how long it's going to take for me to be in the potty. And that's on a good day.
What else? What else were we going to talk about tonight?
D23?
Yeah. We don't know what happened tonight, but last night they announced a whole shit ton of sequels. Nothing original, I don't think, that made the big panel. I think there is. I think there. Oh, okay. There,
but they didn't say like what it was, or like there's something that's coming out that's going to be an original in 2027, and then the other new one was that Hopper. Was that what it was? The Hopper, the one where the girl can like put her consciousness in the robotic gopher or something like that.
That's cool. I didn't see that.
No,
right? That's what I'm saying. But I think other than that, I think Duke's right. Everything else was a sequel.
When I searched for D23 on YouTube last night at like midnight to see like what trailers that had been posted or whatever, the closest thing to a original that I could find was the Skeleton Crew. Like, and that I'll give it a chance, but I don't have high expectations because I don't have kids, and it
Star
seems
Wars
like
Disney, so just don't have high expectations.
Well, my expectations are even lower because after Star Wars Resistance being the last, I don't know if they just don't know how to handle kids or whatever, but like with Star Wars Resistance, it drove me crazy. And for the beginning of the Bad Batch, Omega drove me crazy. Omega finally grew on me. But I mean, you guys remember, when season 1 came out and we were talking about it, and I was like, what the? No.
I mean, Ahsoka was annoying early on too.
Yep.
Well,
as was Ezra.
That was years ago, right? Like, so I'm talking about like current stuff that's come out recently. Okay. So I'm not talking about the whole, like you said, Disney Star Wars. Clone Wars wasn't Disney. Clone Wars was pre-Disney. So
Rebels was. Rebels is arguably better.
Well, no, I mean Rebels is way better, but
that would be a hell of an argument.
I don't know.
Exactly.
We can have that discussion another night.
I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, I don't know which side I would take on that one. Holy shit, that would be a good one. We'll have to do some research on that one and come back in a couple of months or something and just throw out some arguments and have a whole episode of just going back and forth.
Well, I think we should solicit opinions from a bunch of our friends too to just kind of get their 2 cents. So instead of our
you
opinions.
have a bunch of friends, you lucky bastard.
Well, at the club, I just walk around. Hey, what's up?
Right.
What do you think? Clone Wars or Rebels?
What's Clone Wars or
Thanks,
Rebels?
Random bro.
Give me one of, and then give me a reason why.
I know. Colorado Springs Comic-Con is in 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I'll have to get opinions there. Those opinions will be valid.
There you go. You just need to print out on a piece of paper Rebels and just have them sign whichever side is.
Yep.
Rebels or Clone Wars or other.
I was going to say I'm fine with the both category. I mean,
yeah. Other. I would be curious to see how many. The guy who did Powerpuff Girls, the original Clone Wars cartoons. I would say those are maybe those.
That's not canon
because it was pre-Disney. It's pre-Disney.
Okay, so we're only different argument with against the other Legends novels, other Legends stuff.
So we're okay. So we're just talking. We've narrowed it down to just Disney Star Wars.
Well, no, we've narrowed it down to just Clone Wars versus Rebels.
Well, because the only other animated series they've come out with was Resistance, and
Resistance, Young Jedi.
Oh, I guess there's Young Jedi. That's true.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. This discussion is just going to be Clone Wars versus Rebels.
We're doing our own pop culture showdown, Lou.
Yeah.
Is that we're stealing that idea?
Do we need red paddles and pink paddles and blue paddles so we can put up which one is which? Like, okay, y'all, you want to get that reference? Watch last week's episode. But I'd be down with that. That'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, I'm still debating right now. I still don't know which. I think because you have to consider, like, a lot of people didn't like the start of Clone Wars, but liked how it got to. It's like, oh, you have to suffer through the first 2 seasons, and then boom, it's the best ever. And then some people are like, well, I didn't like the first season of Rebels, but 2, 3, and 4 were the best ever. So there's all these dynamics you have to go with and say, like.
But if you take it as a lump, right?
Oh,
like,
that's
what
it would be. I'm just saying, but that's me. I'm saying right now, that's what's going on through my head.
Was all of Clone Wars under Disney?
No.
Okay.
Just the last
so
season.
Disney only did the end, right? The last season?
Yeah.
Maybe
that came out on Disney Plus.
No, didn't they buy it? They were in the middle of season 6. And season 6 was shortened because of that?
It might have been.
Research.
You might be right.
Because
the research,
they cut it off, and then they came back like just to do that Yoda arc at the end of season 6. And because it was like, oh, we don't know what we're doing with Disney buying it, so they finished the Yoda arc, but then all the other arcs, like the Dark Disciple novel, which should have been like an 6 episode arc or something like that.
Would have been amazing.
So they bought it towards the end of that run, and then they finished it. And then obviously they came back several years later to do season 7, which is, other than the freaking early part of that or that middle part of that season, was a waste of time.
Oh, and I guess you could throw in Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Sith on that, right?
Oh yeah. I want them.
And that one weird episode of The Mandalorian where it was all animated and he was high on something.
What?
No, kidding.
I was like, what was this? I'm all like,
made you think about it though. You were like,
did.
Wait a second.
Like, I gotta go, man.
Are you talking about
right now?
Are you talking about the Lizzo Jack Black episode?
There was an episode, an anime episode of just Grogu. It was done by the studio that did.
It was the Grogu. It was the black. It was the brown and black cover, right?
Like it was on
Grogu
Papyrus or something. Yeah.
Huh. It was a short, right? It was one of their like 10-minute shorts or something. 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 5-minute shorts.
Yeah, it was super short.
I like those. What is it? The Destiny?
Oh yeah, those were good.
Those were I like those. That was pretty cool. But yeah, the whole Skeleton Crew thing that's supposed to be like Goonies with the kids, and then Jude Law as a Jedi. Did you guys see a trailer? Is there a time frame?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys like?
It's supposed to be between Empire and Jedi, right?
Yeah, it's definitely Empire.
I thought they said that during the when they introduced it, because I watched the
I didn't watch
D23 thing, and I think they said it was between Empire and Jedi.
They said a little bit of the trailer that I did see was weird. It was like there was like a neighborhood, a suburban neighborhood in a Star Wars
the big
world.
Complaint. Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be a complaint. It's just you'd have to imagine that exists. It's just I wasn't expecting it. So when I saw that, I was like, "Huh, okay."
Yeah, no, that's the big complaint. They're like, why are there suburbs in Star Wars? The galaxy is vast. Somebody has a suburban planet.
I'm thinking, why wouldn't there be actually?
Right?
Because after the shock, it was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. That should exist somewhere.
Right. Real quick, Studio Ghibli, the guys that did my Totoro
the anime.
Yeah. Zen, Grogu and the Dust Bunnies is the name of that. Oh, Grogu and Dust Bunnies is the name of
I think with the animation, what I'd like to see, the way Marvel does the what if.
Oh, Visions. Also Visions.
Yeah, Visions would be, the 2 seasons of that, right? I would like to see Star Wars, I've been saying it for a decade, do what if with all the legend stuff. Just animation.
Infinities.
What if, call it whatever, so we can get Shadows of the Empire. What was the 20-something Vector Prime series? That was the first book or whatever. Whatever that series was called. Get all those. That could be a whole season or
I thought 3. Well, they did the comics, right? And I think those were called Infinities, right? Where they did
Infinity is like what if Vader turned to the bright light side,
But I don't want that though. I mean, that's already a what if. I want the novels that are in Legends to be the what if. You know what I mean? I want to see that stuff. I know they're pulling. Disney is now pulling a lot of that Legend stuff and bringing it into canon, and that's fine. But like, I'm still to this day, Shadows of the Empire. I want to see an animated series. Just take it from the beginning to the end, and just however many episodes it takes. It would be pretty cool. I mean,
well, we got
Heir to the Empire, freaking Thrawn trilogy. It would confuse some people.
We were already introduced to Caesar, right? I thought there was a trailer or something.
I think he's in Outlaws. I think he's in Outlaws.
Okay.
Oh, he actually.
There we go.
I think it is him in Outlaws.
Okay, that's because I thought we had talked about that a couple weeks ago with some Legend stuff. So
doesn't matter though. My boy Hondo shows up in the DLC. Sold.
Man, that's the thing. Hondo's the shit, but I'm not hearing one good thing about that game, and most of it is like technical stuff. The graphics are horrible.
The reviews I've read have been actually pretty good about it.
But even the technical stuff is good because that's all. Every time I see a video, it's the explosion looks bad. The graphics look bad. All that looks bad. The gameplay, the controls are bad. Nobody has talked about the story. I've not heard anything about the story. It's all about the gameplay, and it's just bad.
But again, that's the difference between your browsers is that you have woke before Star Wars Outcast reviews. Jack doesn't. So that's why you...
One of these days, I'm going because that's a permanent feature when I do searches. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't help yourself. I'm using Brave as a browser. You're using woke as a browser.
Damn it.
But that's interesting that you guys are both seeing completely opposite reviews. Like,
what is it? I'm reading the pre-thing. So like, we played the first, 2 hours or 4 hours of it.
They invited
nobody said anything about the complaints about that. They said it's a little awkward with like the sneaking around. Some of the shooting's weird. But for the most part, I didn't hear anything like graphical, like cutouts or anything like that.
Like one of the things I heard specifically about like the bad side is like if you shoot like a trooper, they automatically drop their gun type stuff. It's like what kind of what if statement is that? The sneaking I heard was garbage, and it was just like a YouTube video that I saw a clip of it, and it did look bad. The explosion from a thermal detonator when they did the gameplay a month ago or so. That did look bad. It was like, now keep in mind, this is early on. They could have fixed all that shit by now.
Well, because it's not even coming out until October, right?
No, end of the month. August 30th.
I was gonna say,
end of August?
Month. Okay. Yeah, this month.
For some reason I thought October.
But I don't know. You know me. It's one of these things where we'll all own the Star Wars game and then never play it, like the rest of them have. Like, what are you doing tonight? Well, I have 8 hours free. I'm gonna go play Dominoes or Carcassonne or.
Yep.
Mike
Lou, they just put co-op into Outlaws. Sorry, Carcassonne.
Yeah. You tell me they put co-op in Gear 6, and I'm like, okay, tell me when to jump on.
Right.
I think a part of my problem, especially Fallen Order, I know I have a problem where it's hard for me to put the controller down when I get into an RPG. So I start, work's over. I'm starting at 5, and next you know, it's 6 the next morning. So. And I've done it before, so it's like, we'll see. So it's not like I don't want to play it. It's just a matter of I know how I am. I have no control over that. I mean, I have no self-control over that.
When do you have time to read?
I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry it's not a picture book. Do you want it to be a pop-up book with just like 6 pages?
If you said if I came across it, if I'm coming across it, I need to be some pop-up book with some boobies. Come on now. I'll come across it all you want.
It's going to be it'll be a House of Dragons, and it's just like pop. Hey, look, you can do this, and you can see her mouth working the shaft.
I'll read that.
You have to pull the tab.
Yeah, it's like burp, burp, burp. Oh shit!
You consider 300-400 pages a short book? Well, I guess it depends. I mean, paperback, hardback, big print, large. There's lots.
But again, my favorite book is The Stand. So, and that's
good lord.
Like the original version of that was like 900 pages, and the extended version was like 12. So,
I didn't know there was an extended version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, early 90s, he added a bunch of stuff.
I mean, wow. See, now maybe it's just a quick read, because some of these long books like Harry Potter, they're fast reads. They were for me. I finished the Harry Potter book that day.
It was fast enough that it was like 12:30 or something a couple nights ago, and I'm like, oh, I'm on what looks like, I looked down at the bottom and it said like 90% done, and I'm like, oh, I probably have one more chapter, and then there'll be the thank yous and the so I'm reading it on my Kindle, and at the bottom the app I use tells you how far into the book you are.
Okay, that explains a lot. So I'm all like, how do you have 90% on a book? I'm looking paper. I'm like, what the hell are you reading?
So, yeah, on my Kindle it tells you at what point of the file that you're at that you're reading. And it was like 90%. With your
technology.
I'm sorry, Lou. I'll send you the paperback copy. I'll go find it and I'll send it to you right now.
That was my first thought. Barnes and Noble. I ain't trying to get a digital book.
And then all of a sudden I realized it was almost 2:00, and I was like, God damn it. Like the last chapter like summed up everything, but it was like the longest chapter of the book, and I'm just like, damn. But it was good. I enjoyed it enough that I kept reading it through the
2.5 hours. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I can't remember the last time I read a book. It was a Star Wars book, but I couldn't tell you which one.
Jack, you start reading the book you won yet?
Oh, no. Yeah.
I don't have time to read at work anymore.
Training?
No, Olympics.
Always. That's it. We don't have time to get into that right now.
Dude, facts. I was going to say, because when I have my alarm already set for 5, the women's volleyball gold medal match is at 5, my time. And then the women's basketball gold medal is 7:30, my time. So,
I didn't want to get up early tomorrow. It's basketball, though, so like Lou says, you only have to watch like the last couple minutes. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Just tune in. See, 7:30 for you, 6:30. Tune in at 8. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Next week, you guys can talk about the Olympics.
Yep.
Because they should be. I think they'll be done by then.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow's the closing ceremonies. Well, actually, it might be a somewhat nerdy sports. So we'll have actual NFL full preseason. Everybody would have played by next episode.
Yeah.
So we can talk about our teams.
Have you been watching the Hard Knocks with the Giants, the off-season stuff?
Nope. Not a fan of Hard Knocks. I did watch last year's Jets one because I wanted to see the what is it called, the train wreck that it was going to be.
Yeah,
but it was actually pretty good. I was like, man, these are actually well done. I thought
it was
a good job. Train wreck stuff, but it's actually good information. They follow some of the families. It was pretty cool. So I think when they do Chicago, I think it's Chicago this year, the actual Hard Knocks, not the pre stuff. When they do it, I'll probably end up watching it.
I watched the preseason stuff with the Giants is pretty interesting because they basically start the day after their last game.
Oh, wow.
And they spend a bunch of time with the CEO and the people under him and stuff like that, and going through the combine and free agency and all the stuff that happened with Saquon, for example, and stuff. And you hear them talking like the owner's son, who's like the COO or something like that.
Yeah.
At one point comes into the room and they're talking about Saquon, and they're like, well, this is what we can offer him. Like they have like basically a whole episode just revolving around him. And the owner's son is kind of like, man, it would break my heart if he went to like Philadelphia or something. And I'm like, oh, damn.
Yep.
He did.
He went.
But
Philadelphia has no excuse to not win that division this year.
Yep.
Whatever.
But that's
Cowboys.
Next week will be sports. We'll do sports. We'll do a sports podcast next week.
We'll
all wear our sports gear. We'll get the soundboard. Like all the annoying. We'll do all the annoying tropes that the sports coming at you from the Beltway in New York City.
Yep.
WPUSSY. Let's
downtown
go.
Denver, home of the Denver Broncos and Invesco State. Well, I don't even know what the stadium's called, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, Empower.
I'm here.
Empower.
I'm here with my favorite black man and my favorite white man. How you guys doing today?
Let's put our headphones around our neck.
Yeah, or wear them just in some stupid way.
It's
so cool. Like,
I'll have to get headphones just to do that.
Yeah,
right. Doesn't even plug in. He just has them on his neck.
Yeah, just have them on. Just be fine.
No, just get your NFL head coach headphones that you got with the game, and then
I'll have SOs, but it was like, why are you wearing bluey headphones? Man. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. We'll try to sneak in some nerdy shit in there with our sports people. So you don't be alarmed. You'll still get something because you got to hear about Borderlands at least.
Right.
Probably Romulus. Well, no, because you guys wouldn't have seen it.
No, that'll be the week
Yeah,
after.
we wouldn't have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's cut this off before an hour and a half. It'll be
hour
nice.
16, we're doing good. After it's edited, hour 6. Okay, sounds good.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Woo.
Bye.
Right on.
Justice for Jackie.
Tell a friend.
Yord.